Commerce has been integral to human life since the dawn of civilization thousands of years ago. Groups of people traded food, tools, and other goods amongst themselves, and eventually systems of barter were formed. Communities, regions, and empires established trade routes, strengthening the bonds that tied populations together. The phenomena of trade brought exotic items from far-flung places. In time, the components of a complete diet even became accessible in regions where climate or geography had limited food growth. Trade literally established the world we live in today. Roads were built to facilitate the movement of goods between cities. Many cities themselves grew from old trading posts. Today, in modern times, goods are transported by trucks, trains, barges, and vehicles that fly through the air above our heads. Most Americans are no more than a few miles from a gallon of milk, a box of nails, or a gold watch for sale at any given time. Many have taken for granted the fact that they can drink water from a glacier on the other side of a continent, and even wear silk made from a worm that lived and died thousands of miles away from them. Not so in the rural areas of the coldest state in the United States. The remoteness, combined with the Arctic's drastic weather patterns, makes it challenging to move food and goods out to consumers in this area. Villages in the state have settled on a system of small planes for moving people and products around. These planes, flying daily in most cases, have been the lifeline for Alaska for decades, and today serve the needs of thousands of people. While many people order merchandise through the mail, many more patronize their local store. Not all villages have merchantiles, but those that do enjoy a pipeline to just about anything they could want. The largest and most well-known retailer in Alaska is the AC chain of stores. AC, or Alaska Commercial Company, maintains 33 stores across Alaska, offering an array of products to consumers. After over 200 years of operating in the wildlands in and around the Arctic Circle, the company that built itself around service to rural Alaska is looking to expand its influence. AC is entering a dynamic period of change as it seeks to grow into other markets, all the while taking care of its core group of clients, the villagers of Alaska.
Get over here, we'll be shopping together. One of the things that we're going to be trying to do is tell our story. One of the things that we've talked about in this management meeting over the years is that we do a lot of good things out in rural Alaska, but we don't tell anybody about it. And we don't toot our horn, if you want to speak to it that way.
Alaska Commercial, this is Melanie.
In late 2006, more than 800 people work for AC, researching, buying, moving, and selling goods.
When you grade your bananas, of course, we take the pulp temperature.
Doing everything from traveling to China in search of the best deals to sitting on frozen runways, waiting for a shipment of bread to land. They've had plenty of time to perfect their operation here in this corner of the world, with roots that can be traced back to 1776, when Catherine the Great granted trading rights to the Russian-American Trading Company. The Russian Trading Company operated trading posts throughout Alaska, trading goods and services for furs, gold, and other goods. When the United States bought Alaska from Russia in 1867, the firm was sold to San Francisco merchants, who renamed it the Alaska Commercial Company. In 1922, it was sold again, this time to a group of employees who renamed it the Northern Commercial Company. Its stores supplied groceries and general merchandise for trappers, explorers, and gold seekers. These village stores became the center of all community activities. The company served as the post office, community hall, courtroom, marriage parlor, funeral home, and a safe haven for travelers. Very little cash was used to purchase merchandise. The customers traded with pelts, gold, artifacts, fish, or whatever might have value to other customers.
While at the AC retail store level, any community with over 500 people, we look at as an opportunity to put in a store.
While rural Alaska has grown by leaps and bounds, the local AC store remains a vital center of local community life.
We're looking at other opportunities in the southeast. Petersburg, Wrangell, Sitka, Cake, and Hinton are all markets that could support an AC store, and they also fit our niche.
Too small, too large. Yeah, I like the variety, and I like the prices, and I like just shopping and seeing different people, and most of all, I like the friendly atmosphere. You know, if it wasn't friendly, I wouldn't be in here.
The jobs that it gives community, and for the kids that are around it, gives them something to do, you know, opportunities.
Today I'm shopping at AC's because today is the elders 10% discount. My friend told me that I look much better in blue and, you know, purples than in a bright red. So that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a one that would, you know, be light enough. And this feels light enough.
It's pretty much a general store. We have everything from snow machines to a can of beans. So we sell furniture, we sell clothing, just about anything that the community would need, we sell here.
Can I get a box 33, please? Box 33.
Alaska's unique nature leads to unique items being in demand. This presents a challenge for those in the retail business.
Some of the challenges we have, talking more about the unique items that we have to go source for Alaska Commercial, are things that to us, and to the people in the villages, seem very simple, like pilot bread, like Spam. I remember when I first came to the company, I had obviously a retail background, and I had never seen pilot bread before. So I didn't know, and I live in Alaska, so it was kind of a surprise to me when I'm doing these sets and they're wanting to put in cases and cases of pilot bread. I'm like, what is this stuff? It won't sell out here. So there are some unique traditional items. There's less and less, I will say that. You know, the tastes are getting more similar out there, if you will. But Spam, for example, this company is the largest buyer of Spam in the United States. So when we first switched to one of our major wholesalers on food, they did not even carry Spam because it's just not an item that you're going to see in local markets. So we actually negotiated a deal direct with the manufacturers, and now we bring it up by the container load here.
Negotiations like that have only been within AC's reach since the Northwest Company of Canada bought them out. The 1992 acquisition added to AC's arsenal with the buying and negotiating power of a 300-year-old company that employed 3,500 people in 160 communities across Canada. This made the combined companies the largest North American rural retailer.
What happened when the Northwest Company bought Alaska Commercial is they basically influxed the company with cash. You know, there's a buyout there, and the company was suffering from being cash deficient and not being able to repair operations. Alaska Commercial, that's another thing that we do that we're very, very proud of. We put over $2 million a year back into our markets, into capital improvements, what we call it. And that's strictly to improve our buildings that we're operating out there.
I lived here most of my life. I moved back from Anchorage a few months ago, and it seems to be this is the only store in town now. This place sure improved. If you came here a few years ago, you would have saw it was a bit different. It's all set up brand new. It's like when I came back from Anchorage, it looked like I'm just walking into a store in Anchorage, you know?
The rural markets are pretty unique. They're the people out there are indigenous people, so they have different needs and wants than somebody would in the towns. They do have access to all the advertising that all of us see every day, so they do have that desire to get the newest products out there. A lot of them are in the food areas. We try to beat our competition to get the newest, latest, greatest flavor, whatever out there. Let the people try it. That's always important to us. There's a lot of unique things that they need in the bush that we make sure we get out there for them, that other stores might not see as an opportunity.
Would have the ability to give us good quality products at a very low price, allow us to increase our gross and still show a very good price point to our customers.
It always gives me the opportunity to see what's the new line or some new clothes. I might look at them, I might not buy them, but it gives me a chance to look at them.
There's several areas of business in marketing that we treat as a fashion business. Now, obviously clothing would fit into that, but what we mean by fashion is it's going to change, basically. It's the newest, latest, greatest, and you got to get in and get real quick and get out of it because it will change. And the electronics is a huge area that happens in.
AC is the master distributor of Panasonic products in the state of Alaska. This exclusive deal allows a company to get the best price on electronics and even give many people their first look at the latest gadgets and toys.
The first time we introduced plasma into some of our larger stores, now we haven't gone to the real small villages yet, but the first time we introduced it in like a Bethel, it was unbelievable how people responded to it. You know, they knew that plasma TV was out there, but nobody had ever brought it out to their store to let them buy it. So it was a great little hit. Again, it's a trend. You know, now what's the next, latest, greatest? That's an area we have to be very, very careful because again, we understand that we have a lower income customer base. So there's a balance between want and need. And most of the time, our customers are more on the need side. They're going to purchase as they need. And, you know, that's to be expected. But you still try to get them the stuff that they want if you can get it out there at an affordable price.
Some of our freight comes from China. Our general merchandise comes from China. All over the lower 48 it comes in from. All of our groceries come from Associated Grocers out of Seattle pretty much. We buy a lot from local vendors right here in Anchorage.
AC's Anchorage warehouse runs 2 shifts, splitting production and metering between them. product is weighed, scanned, and with the exception of Nuiqsut's ice road, shipped via airplane or barge.
Have we gotten to the lower profile ones from AG yet?
We haven't started that yet.
Oh.
We're trying to wait till they get rid of all of the discontinued stuff.
Okay. I thought that was a while ago. It is very challenging being in Alaska and shipping. Most of the people in the lower 48, it's really simple for them to order. They get product to their stores 7 days a week. It's really very simple for them. For us, our buyers have to plan months in advance what they want to order, when they order it, what the ship date's going to be. Back everything up to get for a projected ad date, a particular advertising date, or for a product that they want. So you have to back everything way up to figure out when it's going to arrive here. Then you got to figure if it's going bypass, how long is it going to take to get there, or is it going to go air freight? So you have to plan constantly in advance. Our stores have to plan way in advance for when they order, for when they want it to be in the store. They have to understand those timelines, and our vendors have to understand those timelines. It's not that simple shipping in Alaska.
Probably milks is one of our biggest movers. Canned milk, real fresh, Gosner milks. Pilot bread's another large mover. Just fresh milk even is a large mover. We move about 23, 24 million pounds of bypass mail a year through this facility.
Up on the North Slope, Barrow holds court as the most challenging destination for AC's logistics department. The retailer uses the bypass mail system for shipping to this remote city, as it does for almost all its stores. The problem is, the post office instituted a new route for Barrow recently, and groceries are suffering as a result.
It's really hard to predict when that freight's going to come into Barrow. What they used to get in 2 to 3 days with the old system is now taking anywhere from 5 days longer, 6 days longer than it used to. So what we ship on Monday, they might not get to the following Monday. So that's really tough on your perishable items, your dated milk, dairy products. Our perishables, such as our produce, were not arriving in good shape. The bananas were awful. We were throwing them away. We were throwing $2,000 to $3,000 away each week of produce. So we have now had to convert our produce to air freight to go to Barrow in order to get it there in the condition that we can sell it without having to immediately mark it down.
Cash and taxes need to go on.
There's weather-related issues and whatnot, and if the plane is delayed or canceled due to weather or mechanical reasons and stuff, yeah, we can get some product that's fairly close and it's has a lot less time to sell. If you take a banana and wait a couple extra days before you get it here, then yeah, it's pretty close to being black and spotted.
There's 7 stages to banana ripening, and this is about a stage 3. And this is what we ideally like to ship in the middle of the week.
As unstable as perishable items can be, none is more fickle than the banana.
Bananas is one of only a few fruits that generate their own internal heat. What we do is we take a pulp reading on the temperature and make sure that the temperature is not too hot. Ideally, we want between a 56 and a 58 temperature to ship. Anything higher than that, the fruit is a little too internally hot and it'll mature at a rapid pace, and by the time the stores receive it and our customers take it home, they'll all be full ripe and spotted. Vegetables are premium in Alaska, so all we buy is premium quality, export quality, and ship to the stores. We don't sacrifice grade for cost. We don't do anything like that at Alaska Commercial because it's important for us to have the best produce out in the stores.
It's an important part of the community here. We're pretty much the only grocery store in town. There's some other smaller stores, but we supply most of the grocery needs for Kotzebue and the surrounding villages.
In Kotzebue, in Nome, in Unalakleet, in almost every village the Alaska Commercial Company serves, it's the place people have come to rely upon for their everyday needs.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for us being up here, we wouldn't have fresh produce and fresh meat. Most of it would all be frozen and meat and stuff like this, and there wouldn't be any produce. And we do, because of our space and everything, are able to offer a wider line of goods and stuff. So it'd be kind of hard to find some of the things up here if we weren't here. You'd have to shop for it online or wait till you go to Anchorage or Fairbanks.
As a subsistence lifestyle grows less prominent with each generation, as people ease into the convenience of buying food and clothes instead of hunting it. And as long as the population grows, the market for stores like AC will continue to exist and thrive. The Alaska Commercial Company has matured with the people it serves, bringing them everything from spare Model T parts to iPods, and will always respect the people that keep them in business.
This one. No. Oh, there's a black one.
We try to be in tune with the local politics. We don't want to get too involved with that, but we want to be accommodating. You know, we understand that this is, you know, we're really guests out there, that we're providing them a service. It's their land, it's their village, and we're just part of it. But again, it's, you know, we don't have, even though I'm very proud of the history of AC, we still weren't the first ones out there, so their history is even longer.
AC has been around for generations and knows the only way for that to continue is by making every effort to stay loyal to its core clients, the villagers of Alaska.
So we've got a pretty good plan that's realistic. It's going to challenge us in the existing markets, in the comp business. It's going to provide us with a challenge, but something that's actually very manageable for us to attain.
It's a niche market, and AC has worked out the best way it can to fill it. The only acceptable change will be anything that will help it serve its original customers.
Every mission statement, vision statement, however you want to say it, is tied into that picture of rural Alaska. So regardless, again, of where our growth is coming from, it must benefit what we do today.
There you go.
I'll see you sometime.
Okay.
Alaska Commercial Company wants to be here 100 years from now, and we want to be doing exactly what we're doing today, but only better, obviously.
There. There. Say hi. Yeah, that'll work. Here, go on. Come here.
I forgot something.
What did you forget?
That one. You put them in the back?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got everything?
Yep. Every jacket. Yep.